Cook-Up Academy.
I know you want it, you looking for it. I know who got it. She talk about it in every EP, leave you hollering. Don't nobody ever be on what she be on. This is LOL with QuiQui Symone. You eat it. Life out loud.
Did you miss me?
Yeah, sorry.
Welcome. What's up, podcast land?
What's happening?
What's going on with you today? How you doing?
Man, I'm feeling pretty good today, man. You know, feeling relaxed.
Feeling real relaxed?
You know, yeah, man.
Okay, that's what's
I'm
up.
just vibing today, man.
Vibing at the Ritz Carlton.
Something like that. Look
Something
at
like
you.
that.
You fumbling all over the world.
So
Look it
I'm
up.
trying to, get a little inner ratchetness inside me.
How you feeling today?
I'm feeling wonderful and
Miss
delightful.
QuiQui Symone.
Yes, welcome to Life Out Loud with QuiQui Symone and friends today.
That right?
I have some friends in the building here.
Yeah.
I have the wonderful and the delightful ABE Ace Baby,
You hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I already know what time it is,
Mr.
man.
AEA.
We rocking.
We rocking and rolling.
Quit playing.
And we also have a guest, someone who I have known for quite some time. He's a producer, a co-founding manager, partner of the 30s.
He do it all, man.
He does everything.
From what I done heard, he do it all.
He does.
Man.
He does everything. Former artist too. Yes. Dre Marshall. Welcome to LOL with QuiQui
Marshall.
Simone. Woo!
In the building.
Hey.
Welcome.
In the building.
Oh my goodness. I can't believe you here. I can't believe you here with us today.
I can't believe I'm here.
It's been a long time, y'all. I've known Dre since like 2000 and maybe 10, 11, something like that.
Decade.
It's been a good long time, and Dre has always been Dre. And what does that mean? That means that Dre has always been authentic. He's always been himself. He's never been shy of that. So Dre, I want to talk to you just a little bit, just to let the people know who you are and what it is that you do. Let us know what's going on with you right now.
My name is Dre, and I have an OnlyFans page that
I need to get me one.
it's Dad Bodies OnlyFans. My name is Dre. What do I do, man? I do many things. Anything that's based in the music entertainment field. I'm thankful to be a young black executive working my way up in the music business. I have a publishing company, production company. I also manage a few artists and producers. And then I also have a label side component as well. So I do whatever it takes to make those things function.
Oh,
So
yes.
you in the music business?
Absolutely.
Entertainment, okay.
100%. I don't know if it's music business, but I'm in the business.
You in the business? Oh, you just in the business?
I'm in the business, and I guess it's music, right?
I can dig it, bro. I can dig it, man. Straight up.
I was thinking about it on the way here. I was talking to somebody about one of my artists, and he was like, yeah, she needs to do this, and she needs to do that. And the more he's telling me, I'm like, this has nothing to do with music. It's all business. Like, they don't even care about, the last thing they care about is the music.
Yeah.
That's
You know
true.
what I'm saying?
That's true.
It's so crazy.
That's definitely true. We were actually having a conversation before we actually went live and we went on air today, and we were talking about we were reminiscing, and we were talking about, how people are concerned more so about what you do more so than who you are.
Absolutely.
And I definitely think that happens a lot when you start building working relationships. People tend to care more about what you can do for them versus, the essence of who you are as a person. And I really think that that's really kind of whack, but it's life, right? ABE, that happened to you? You think people treat you that way?
Yeah, I mean, you get a little bit of everything in life, you know what I mean?
Okay. I wanna kind of ask Dre real quick. So Dre had this song called Call Me Out. Or Call Him Out.
Call him out.
OMG. I loved that song. And he was really talking about, just making sure people were walking out the life that they said that they were living, right? And we've all seen some things. What has happened from then when you came out with that song to where you are right now?
A lot. So many things have changed. I mean, my perception of faith and God and family and life and manhood, like my worldview and my perception of life is very different now.
Okay.
Everything looks different. You know what I mean? Everything appears different. Everything that I perceive is different. The filters I use is different. My maturity is different. My emotional maturity is different. So the way that I process thoughts and things like that. So I think a lot has changed. My life is completely a whole different life. I'm a completely
Right.
I don't want to say I'm a completely different person, but I'm who I was before I tried to figure out who I needed to be.
That's good.
You know,
That's
what I'm
real
saying?
good.
So
So you would say that it's more so of growth. As you've matured, it sounds like you've matured a whole lot. I know we were just talking about the last time when Dre was actually at a what was that thing? He was at the Fruit Loop. That's what it was. He
Fruit
was at the
Loop.
Fruit Loop in Jacksonville, Florida, and he was getting ready to go on stage, and I knew Dre not to have a filter, and he did this one song, and that one song, he was like, I was like, oh my goodness, is he going to perform it? Because he's talking about people. And some of the people he was talking about was in the building. And Dre had no shame to do whatever it was that Dre wanted to do. So knowing that Dre and knowing the Dre that I have just now.
So if Dre was doing music and Dre had an issue with somebody right now and he made a song about it, would Dre still perform it in the building while the people there? That's basically
Absolutely.
what she asking.
Absolutely. I mean, if you know my history, I went at Lil B. It was on All Hip Hop. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I had issues with a bunch of the rappers in South Florida. I put out a record called State of the Union. Address
Okay.
the whole culture. If you go look back at Raymond Soul stuff, I was talking about niggas' mamas blowing whistles and you know what that meant. And, I've always,
man.
I'm not a confrontational person, but I've never been afraid to
Address.
express how I feel because
Facts.
you know, too, like, niggas, I mean, people ain't gonna fight you, right?
Right.
You know, especially in music, like these boys be like, they like basketball players. Like they went to like, you know, a basketball player that went to college, they know how much is at risk to get in a fight.
Right.
For Chris Childs to Kobe Bryant,
Right.
you know, like
Right.
to hit Kobe Bryant like that, like that's a different mentality. And a lot of boys got the Kobe mentality where they just want to wait till somebody get in between them to shove and stuff.
Right.
And I mean, you should just live your truth anyway, like, because if the truth is like, when you go home, those people don't care about you, right?
True.
Like, you better be happy about who you live with, who you love, your family, and those who matter. Because if you go out here trying to speak your mind and please people, you're gonna fail. Like,
Speaking of family, you are newlywed somewhat. Yes, congratulations. Congratulations.
Congrats.
Yes.
bullet. Yes.
To the wonderful and delightful Mahogany Jones.
Hey.
Congratulations.
That's your lady.
Sexy chocolate. Yes.
I watched a video of the two of you doing an interview from 2011.
Wow, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And you were definitely a different Dre then. You were super chill. And she didn't live in Florida at the time. She was, I guess, up north. And were you guys even kind of considering each other then or just friends?
Not at all. What's funny is when I watched that, I felt like the host was like trying to holler. Like I felt like he was trying to get at her, and I remember saying like, dang, like everywhere we go, like if you holler at you. But nah,
That's
were
a good
friends.
thing though, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
of course
you got
it is.
something,
Of course it is. If you know, if nobody like your car ugly, right?
Facts.
But I think at the time, nah, man, it's so crazy because I've had a lot of friendships in music, and I'm a lot of healthy opposite sex relationships, and platonic friendships, and so like I would have to go through my mind to find the ones that weren't proper relationships versus the ones that were right. And so when she and I started kicking it, it's weird. So this is my friend, like friend. So I'm at the crib and she's like, I'm in Florida, and I'm like, oh, let's link up. She's in Fort Lauderdale. I'm in Daytona. I'm like, let's meet halfway. We go to a La Granja. And we sitting there chopping. I'm like, man, this chick at my crib getting on my nerves. blah, blah, blah. I'm telling her all this because this is I'm coming to link up with my homie and talk about some music. I'm not coming to kick it with no chick.
Right.
And, lo and behold, man, we were talking and she was sharing some things and I was sharing some things. We were talking about music and talking about life. And I remember she goes, she's like, you know what you need? You need somebody you could trust. And I'm like, well, that's a wrap then, because I don't trust nobody. So we can hang that up. You know what I mean? Like, well, thank you for telling me that is what it is, and that's not going to happen. And lo and behold, she ended up being that person. When she left,
wow.
I was like, yo, that's weird. I was kind of thinking about you. She was like, yeah, shut up. You're like, you silly. And I'm like, nah, for real. I said, you know what? I said, I think you kind of cool. And she was like, oh, whatever. Stop playing, Dre, right? That's what Dre do, play. Ended up saying, all right, cool. I'm going to Romania. I'm going to be in Romania for a month. If after a month's time, we still vibing. Now, I'm on the other side of the world doing my thing. You doing your thing. If we still vibing on this vibration, like this is way higher than we've ever kicked it, right? So if we gonna be kicking it in a month's time and I'm over in Europe, and if Romania is fun, so
right.
So, and we kicked it the whole time. I came home and it was around Christmas time and I'm like, come see me. And she's like, I'm in Detroit. I was like, okay, I don't care, come to Florida, come see me. And we kicked it for a whole week and it was good. And then she went with her family, and then we went back on that. Like, we ain't talked for like a whole week. Like, I ain't calling her, I gotta,
right.
I'm moving right now. And she's like, I'm not calling him. And I remember us talking, like, I was thinking about you. She's like, me too, And I was like, what you doing next week? What you doing for New Year's? And then we went out for New Year's, and we had an amazing time. Like, we went out, like, we got all dressed up, and I had on the black tie, and she had on the cocktail or the evening gown dress or whatever. Okay. And we kicked it, and the next day on the first, I was like, you my girlfriend? She's like, no. I was like, we gonna get married? She was like, no. We got engaged in February, and we got married in June. So
wow,
it's fire.
That's dope.
That's dope.
I
love that.
Yeah, that's dope. That's
fire.
When I saw that you were married to Mahogany Jones, I was like, how did that happen?
Me too.
I was like, how did that happen? Because, I've heard of her music and her name precedes her. So
yeah.
I definitely was like, oh my, yeah, she just won the Kingdom General or Kingdom
Choice Award, Legacy Award.
Yes.
She's a 106 in Park repeat champ. Like, she's the only female to win as many times she did and walk away. She's a U.S. ambassador to many countries for music and has been. She's an amazing artist and she fly, man. She still got bars.
That boy happy.
Come on, what? That's how it's supposed to be.
I say you should be, bro. You
like,
should be.
Dudes be having all their hoes and they be like, oh, she thick, bro. Oh, look at this one, she bad, bro. Oh, look at this picture. Like, we should honor our wives the same way. We should celebrate marriage and relationships and stuff the same way because it's fire, bro. Like,
right.
At the end of the day, you get on your nerves. You get like, this quarantine has made me only want to be home more with my family.
Wow.
Right? So I think if we celebrate our black women and our women the way that we glorify our hoes and, oh, look how thick she is, and, oh, look at this bad one I got flying out to see me and all that. Like, we should, what they say, keep that same energy.
Yeah, keep that same, and I agree 100%, especially as a female. Yeah, I definitely would agree with that.
Because the last thing hey, your wife bad. If your wife bad, like I tell y'all, so when we was talking about going to marriage counseling, my wife and I was like, is his wife ugly? And she couldn't understand why I was saying that. I said, because he don't deal with what I deal with if he don't go out with her and people ain't looking at her or sending her messages or Nigerians trying to marry her and stuff. If you're not getting that type of pressure, then we can't really have a conversation because you don't know what I live with.
You don't understand.
You don't get it, so it was
That's dope.
serious,
That's
man.
definitely a good perspective to have, because sometimes when we think about, just going to marriage counseling and things of that nature, like there are people who have never been in our situation or in our shoes, and it's one thing to have the knowledge, but it's a different thing to really have that experience to put behind it. So definitely I commend you. I love the Dre that that's sitting before me. My brother, it's been such a long time, and we're actually closer in proximity than I thought. I think maybe about 45 minutes away. I think, Dre, how long it take you to get here?
How long it's supposed to take? Ain't no traffic on I-4 right now, so it only took like 50 minutes. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, it wasn't far. It was 50 minutes. It wasn't far at all.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. That's good. Well, Dre, we are so happy to have you here on the LOL with QuiQui Symone show
Yes.
and Friends podcast. And we have what's called the Pink Elephant. And I'm going to have Ace Baby introduce what the pink elephant is, or tell us what the pink elephant, what that really means, what that stands for.
So it's pretty simple. You know what I'm saying? You familiar with the term, the elephant in the room?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? The things or the situations that we see, everybody see, but nobody address. You know what I'm saying? We walk by day in and day out, in and out of the room. You know what I'm saying? Nobody want to address it.
Yeah.
And her elephant just so happened to be pink, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, you know what I mean? That's where we get the term the pink elephant from, you know what I mean? So
Okay.
it's pretty much our topic, the topic that we'll be talking about. We will be addressing those things, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those subject matters and stuff like that.
Yeah, so our pink elephant today is going to be the masquerade, really wearing the mask. Discovering who you are. And I think so many people, including myself, we all have a challenge with discovering who we are. So some of us have kind of discovered, or we've been pretty late in the game discovering who we are, and some people discover who they are early in the game. When they're a young person, they kind of know what it is they want to do and who they are in life. And there's really no 10-step program or anything like that that says, okay, this is what will tell you who you are, and this is what will help you know how to get to where you want to go to. And it's a lot of people that have good role models in front of them, and there's people that have bad role models. I want to ask y'all, let me start with you, Ace Baby. Would you say, or should I say, when would you say you started really learning who it was that you really were? And were you an adolescent? Were you an adult,
That's a
older?
good question.
When did you really start discovering who you truly were?
Well, I'm gonna say this. I'm a piggyback off something that Dre said earlier that stuck out to me, that caught my attention, that actually is on topic with the subject.
Mm-hmm.
When he said he's back to the version of himself that he was before he started trying to find himself.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, that version of me was at an earlier stage.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Younger, you know what I'm saying? Probably teenage years, you know what I'm saying? Early teen years is when I really knew who I was. But, I let people, religion and all kind of other stuff like that shape me into something else, which led me another way. So it's it ain't even really that you find yourself. You just, like you say, you just get back to who you really was if you knew who you was beforehand.
Okay.
You know what I
Okay.
mean? So for me, I would say at an early age for me, probably in my, I said, my early teen years, or a little bit before teenage years, about around 11, 12.
Okay, so around 11 or 12 is when you is it that you knew what direction in life you wanted to go into? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and even in having direction
Without
in
the
life.
stipulations, without the rules, without all the regulations, just, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. So you as ABE Ace Baby, I'm not gonna give your government name over the podcast.
Please don't.
But because when I first heard his real name, I was like, "What? That's his name?" But anywho,
That name cool, man. That sound like
I like it.
accountant or something, like Wolf of Wall Street.
I like it, man.
but Ace, baby, like who you were as a person, not necessarily the path that you wanted to go on, but who you were, like
Even as a person. You
just knew.
It was more, you know what I mean? Everything was more innocent. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Minus the BS.
Oh, okay.
And then you get it, you go to dealing with people, and you know what I'm saying? You change. You know what I mean? You change.
Okay. What about you, Dre? Like, when did you start really discovering who Dre really was?
I mean, yeah, to echo that same sentiment again, I don't think that we don't realize who we are. I think that we lose who we are.
Okay.
I think that we create scenarios, like it's people that love doing things, but they wanted a really expensive car. So they had to go get 2 jobs. And now because they have 2 jobs, they can't do that thing that they genuinely love.
Facts.
I think that happens mentally, emotionally, spiritually, like a person who's been with a bunch of people and it was just like, wow, they don't necessarily know how to vibe with one person over a long period of time because of the distance between what they know or what they feel and then what they've been taught and then other people's opinions and then other people's ideas, and all of these things build up, and then it's like, I mean, shoot, dang it, who am I? You know, but you start trying to figure out who you are only to find out, like, wait, I used to like doing this and I used to like doing that. Like, if we think about ourselves as adults, right? Like outside of anything, we the same way we was when we was kids. We like the same type of energies. We like the house to smell the same way. We like the same snacks. We'll go sit up there and watch wrestling like it's fire.
Big fact.
Because those things put us in a place of safety.
Right.
We remember.
You know what, bro?
You know.
What year that was we went to for my birthday when we went to whatchamacallit?
Sugar Factory?
Nah, the theme park.
Oh, like 2 years ago?
Bruh, I hadn't been in no theme park since probably like I want to say probably like 18.
Wow.
18, maybe 19 at the most. She took me for my birthday, man, 2 years ago, man, and dog, I felt it just to piggyback. I feel like a kid again, bro. Like no matter what my age is at that point, at that moment in time, like dude, like I felt like I was a kid again, bro. Like real talk.
I felt like a kid too, because it was like,
man, it was crazy.
Yeah, we
it's
gotta
like
get on
I'm
all the
doing
roller
like,
coasters and stuff.
I forgot how much I like this.
Yeah.
Like you say, because you got so many people speaking, saying this. You got people that ain't been where you trying to go that's telling you what you need to be doing.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You got people that done been somewhere, but they ain't been exactly where you trying to go. So they still, they can help you a little bit. You feel me? But they can't tell you, and then everybody just looking for that blueprint, that ABC. All I got to do is ABC, and then that's it. Everything gonna happen. It ain't really a right way to do it.
Yeah, I think.
You feel me?
I think
other than grinding.
Yeah, everybody's path is different.
Yeah,
true.
And I think that, you know, what I notice about this coronavirus thing is that when everybody was reduced to nothing, everybody saw the value of everything.
Facts.
True.
Everything. You saw the value of toilet paper.
Yes.
You saw the value of lunch with that crazy coworker and what that provided for your day. You saw what, you know, getting that coffee at Starbucks, how that made you feel in the morning. You saw the value of just simply going to see a loved one.
Speaking of coffee at Starbucks, you gonna go get us some coffee later?
I showed past it today and was like, "Oh, Starbucks," and I was like, "I'm on a mission.
I
I'm
need
on a
one
mission."
of them cold ones today.
Oh man, it's warm
My
out
bad,
there.
Dre.
Nah, you good. Nah, I feel you, right? But
my mouth went to watering when you said it, bro.
But see, like, that's what I mean, man. It's just you get back to what you value. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think that we've lost the prioritization of value,
Mm-hmm.
especially in America and in a culture and a system where you are focused on money and success.
Right.
Like I was watching the Whitney Houston story, and yesterday, like a real documentary, like a real one, like her mama was in it, like a real one, like all her peoples, and just the sacrifice and the discipline that it took to get her there. We may never see another Whitney Houston because people don't work their kids like that, because society tells you to be mediocre. Society, back in the day, I heard Gary Vee say, back in the day, you used to get a trophy. You used to get a trophy for being the best player, for coming. But now when you sign up, you get a trophy because they want everyone to feel like they're the same. And mediocrity has become an enemy. Like goodness has become an enemy of greatness.
They don't work for it no more. But that's real though. Just like he was saying with the witness situation, I talk about Michael Jackson all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody used to be so bad on Joe, you know what I'm saying? How Joe was. Joe, he beat him as a child and all this, but that was a major part of who he was, even as an artist. He was a perfectionist.
Right.
Because of how his daddy was on him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But everybody, you know what I'm saying? And it's crazy, but like he said, it'll never be another MJ, you know what I'm saying? It'll never be another Whitney. Certain people like that, you know what I'm saying? Because they going that extra mile. You know
and
what I'm saying?
It could be, but so when you hear about how good Michael Jordan was,
right,
he had hardship, and he didn't necessarily quit and walk away from his hardship. When you see how great LeBron is, every time it gets tough, he runs.
Right.
And that's what stops him from being great, is because a part of the goal of life is not to go amass a bunch of things and stress yourself out trying to pay bills. It's to achieve or be greater than the generation before.
Right.
To be, and not only that, but to position the next generation to be greater than you were.
Facts.
And the way that we did that back in the day, coming out of poverty, most of our families, and my family came from another country. So all I've ever saw was work, work, work. So the idea was like, if you discipline and you work hella hard, you'll be successful. And some people took that and ran with it. And now it's like, well, discipline is not spanking and discipline is not depriving. And that's exactly what discipline is. Discipline has some type of hurt to it, whether it's a sting or a burn from running, but the discipline is not, it's resistance. It's resistance to yourself to get you where you need to be. And we think that we're gaining discipline by picking up systems and ideas and principles and rules. But if those things cause us to lose focus of who we are, then it's not really discipline. It's kind of like a cloning type of situation.
I feel what you're saying. I feel what you're saying. For me, I would say that really what hindered me, or what should I say, when I started really discovering myself, it wasn't until like my later 30s. That's when I started discovering who I was, and really more so from that same ride home from the theme park when Babe and I had went to we went to the theme park, and I was talking about some different issues that, had been going on, or that was a part of my childhood. And I didn't start realizing as I'm sharing with him that, oh my goodness, this is exactly what I need to talk about. This is actually freeing. And he was like, you need to talk about this and you need to get this out. And I really think that was probably the beginning or the start of me realizing that, okay, I'm not who everybody thinks that I am, because there's so much that's in me that I haven't dealt with in my past to really even begin uncovering who I really am. And that's been difficult. That was challenging first. But it really took me long because of people. It really took me a long time because of people, of expectations of people. That was really what hindered me, because people knew me to be one person. They knew me for Wrap It Up for Christ. They knew me for Holy Girls Rock.
My thing too, like half the artists wasn't rapping nothing up for nobody. Not Christ, not nobody, right? Like
yes.
that was like, those are the things that blew my mind. It's like, why can't God accept me how I am? How come I have to wrap it up for Christ in order to be accepted?
Right.
You feel me? Like
I
that
see what
was
you're saying.
like I should be accepted whether I wrap it up or don't. And it's like, and I shouldn't be ostracized or treated differently if it's known knowledge, because we treat people based on what we know, not based on what's true.
True.
You know
That
what I
is
mean?
true.
We operate in knowledge, not in truth, many times in our lives. Like we don't go based off of the truth of what we believe or the answer. We go based off of what we think is right and what we know to be right, no matter how wrong it is.
Right. I 100% agree with that. And so for me, when I started really uncovering who QuiQui was, I had to come into the realization of being okay with who I was and who I was discovering myself to be. And I had to be okay. I had to be okay with people not understanding.
Who are you?
For me, I am a very strong person, which I've not known myself to be. I'm stronger than I really know, or that I have known in the past. I have been able to be to go through some trials, which you are very much aware of. I've been able to go through some trials and still come out, shining and just unmoved in my faith, unmoved in my in who I believe that I am. And just accepting who I am and loving myself. And that's something that I don't think that I really did, was learn how to embrace me, embrace my my appearance, embrace my characteristics, embrace even some of my personality, because my personality is not for everybody.
Right.
And so I just had to learn how to embrace myself. And it took a long time for me to be able to say that, okay, with God, I can do anything.
True.
And I was saying that for a long, long time, but I don't think I really believed it. I don't think I really learned that I didn't have faith in God until I got older. And that's just how it ended up turning out for me. So I'm just thankful for it. But this is a great conversation. I am so enjoying the conversation that we have with our guest, Dre Marshall.
Already, man.
And ABEA's Baby. What we're going to do is we're going to come back and we're going to talk a little bit more, dive into it a little bit more. But we do have an artist spotlight of the day. And his name is Plain James, and the song is called What's Going On? Trying to find out what's going on in this world here.
What's going on?
I know what's going on. So let's get into a little bit
Shout out to that
of
boy
him.
PJ, man. That's my partner, man. My player partner.
Plain James, what's going on?
Man, it's crazy out here, man. Every song out here, man, somebody in the trap. Oh, we got ops. Oh, we bringing in them bells. We doing this. Man, it seems to me, man, there's a whole lot of capping going on, man. They keep it real with yourself, man. It's a better way out here, bro. Yeah. What's going on? What's going on? What's really going on? Really. Your trap ain't jumping, you just jumping to conclusions. Nah, it's a better way. Let me show you how to do it. What's going on? What's going on? What's really going on? Ay, really. Your trap ain't jumping, you just jumping to conclusions. Oh yeah, it's a better way. Let me show you how to do it. Ay. All this fake love, it's an epidemic. Ay. All these fake doors, man, I wish they quit it. Ay. The realest thing that you can do is be yourself. Instead, they chasing clout, trying to be someone else. The one saying stop snitching, be the one snitching. Caught up in the light, they shouldn't be living. Hey, trying to be just like their favorite rapper, who probably ain't a trapper, he a ball capper. It's a few guys really out here making plays. Yeah, my advice to you, retire from the game. I know it seems like you ain't got a lot of options, but you gon' have fewer options if you win them chains. These folks running game, they want to see you in prison. Paralyze your progress, block your vision, selling dope. They provide it, they call you a villain. They gon' let you make a little money, then come and get it. What's going on? What's going on? What's really going on? Really. Your trap ain't jumping, you just jumping to conclusions. Nah, it's a better way. Let me show you how to do it. What's going on? What's going on? I'm trying to tell you, put your trust in God, it won't fail you. Nope. Your close partner might sell you out. Won't put up bread to come bail you out. Real. Everybody say they gon' keep it real until it's time for them to keep it real. Under pressure, they use the squeal. Now your lawyer's talking about a plea deal. What? Years of your life going down the drain with your uptain, got nothing to show. My opinion, it make most sense to put the faith in Christ and ask him to show you another way to make a living. Ay, what's your purpose and giftings? If you got the mindset to run a trap, you can probably run a business. We put limits on ourselves. Really, we be scared to fail. That's true. We were made for more than using scales, illegal sales and trafficking. Break it down, unpack it, then go distribute it. Listen, we all know this a trap, so the fall for that is foolish. But I understand the motive, feeling hopeless. You get this night. That's why I'm passionate about providing new perspectives. I remember when I was out there trying to get it in. 9 quarters zip pound, don't compare to what I found. What's going on? What going on? What's really going on? Really. Your trap ain't jumping, you just jumping to conclusions. Nah, it's a better way. Let me show you how to do it. What's going on? What's going on? What's really going on? Ay, really. Your trap ain't jumping, you just jumping to conclusions. Oh yeah, it's a better way. Let me show you how to do it. Ay.
Trap theology. I'm about to take us off mute. All right. Plain James.
PJ, man.
Well, you call him PJ. I call him Plain James.
I mean, it's the same thing. PJ, Plain James.
It is.
Same difference. Shout God.
That song was called "What's Going On."
What's really going on?
And really, it really goes with our topic. We're talking about, just really being you, being your authentic self. Stop trying to be other people or being other things.
Trap ain't jumping. You just jumping to conclusions.
I would try to sing.
It's a better way. Let me show you how to do it.
But y'all don't want me to sing.
Yeah, man. That's real, though. You know what I'm saying?
That definitely is. So if you did like that song, we do have the handles for Plain James. If you go to his IG, it's Plain James DW or Plain James Trap Theology. If you go to his Facebook, it's Plain James Official. And in Snapchat, it's Plain James DW. So we are going to get right back into our topic. We're talking about making sure that we understand that we know that people wear masks. It's a masquerade going on in the world today. And we've been talking about, when did we find out or when did we discover ourselves? And we've talked a little bit about discovering ourselves. We talked about what's prevented us from, why didn't it happen sooner? Now I want to talk about what made you take the mask off. What made you take it off?
Me? Well, I lost everything.
Okay.
I lost everything.
Mm-hmm.
I lost. I would say I found myself in a place in my career where things were going really good. But I didn't have the things I needed to sustain. Like, I couldn't take care of my children.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, my daughter and my son and their schooling and all those different things, I couldn't barely take care of myself. At one point, staying on the road was my only option. And that's not, I don't think that's how it's supposed to go. I don't know, but I wasn't doing it right for all of the time and the work that I had put in.
Mm-hmm.
And all of the success that I had amassed to basically feel like going to another level, to another platform, like completely depleted me.
Right.
In every aspect. And then I didn't necessarily take the mask off, but I started to ask questions about it.
Okay.
And when you ask questions, right, you get ostracized. You ask questions, that's a warning to people. People become afraid. You question their truth. But if it's true, how do you know it's true? Because you ask questions, and it was true, right? If you can't test a theory, then how can you prove a theory, right?
Good point.
If you can't prove, if a fact is a proven theory,
true,
right?
True.
So if the theory can't be proven, then it can never be factual. And so I just began to question, because my thing is, if you say take 95 north, it should take you north. If you take 95 south, it should take you south. If you get on 95 north from here and you end up in Miami, you didn't go north.
Right.
So in my life, I started asking questions like, why am I following these instructions in these directions, and I keep ending up in another place? That made me question why everything was happening. And then because I was such a heavy Christian artist at the time and so charismatic and word of faith, and when I started getting challenged and getting torn to shreds by other types of Christians or other people who had a different philosophy of how they lived out their faith, like, it was so harsh that it depleted. It broke me completely down. It was so harsh that they thought that they were bringing me into truth, but really what they did, and maybe they did, but what it did was it shook everything I thought. Like, I didn't agree with nothing. Like, everybody was wrong.
Right.
No, I'm not right either. Everyone is wrong. I gotta figure this out for myself. And you know what I first realized was a few things. One is when God created us, he wanted to kick it with us personally. Like, your relationship with the creation relationship is supposed to be like proper. And for whatever reason, that didn't work out. And then, you know, he created an opportunity. If you follow scripture and you believe in that, right? He gave Moses this instruction for these people, these Israelites, to lead them out of captivity into freedom and into all these great things. And that didn't happen. And then he gave them priests, and he told them, like, we're going to give you these priests, and that didn't happen. So then the people are like, well, we got to have a king because all the other people got kings. And he like, you don't need a king. I want to kick it with you directly. And they took a king, and that didn't happen for them. And then he sent Jesus. So he sent a Messiah. He sent Yeshua. Whatever people want to consider their atonement, it was sent. And that atonement and that sacrifice was supposed to give us that direct connection and relationship. We didn't do that either. We went and got pastors. So every time you went to take off your mask, somebody came and covered your face up. Somebody came and gave you a different, wear this. Yeah, that's dirty. Wear this. Yeah, that's not good. Wear this. All of these different systems, all these different things. And for me, it was like God kept saying, like, yo, I created people to relate directly to them. And then I gave a bridge, and that didn't work. And then I gave my spirit, and that's supposed to, and people say they have that, and it's like, well, I could plug directly into the wall, but I just like extension cords. But why? It's not necessarily because you go farther, but it's killing half your energy. Like, you're not running that full, oh, well, this is what I know. So you spent your whole life plugging into different sources and different options. And when I figured out, like, man, God just wants to rock with me. Like, he don't want, no, church is great for some people. This is good. A broke clock is right twice a day. So even if you know one church that's doing a good thing, there's millions that weren't at the time. Or even if I felt, and I'm talking about personally, I'm not talking about like people who sit and watch TBN and debate on the internet. I was in 250 churches a year. Different churches. Wow. For like 5 or 6 years, like I was there and I saw the politics and the systems in 99% of them. There's to this day still only a few that I really feel like had a genuine handle on the business of church. And it's like, well, no, church is not like that. It's just like the music business. Nobody really cares about the music. It's like church. Nobody really cares about what's happening as long as the politics of the system are in function and it looks good.
And there's so many people that still operate like that. So many churches that do operate. There are some that are definitely, I would believe, that are doing right by God. But there are so many, just like you said. And I think that those are the ones that people end up going to because there are tactics to get them there, and then they see that things aren't as what they thought they were coming there for, and so they get tainted, they get messed up in the mind. It just says, why am I here anyway? I could do better outside not even being here because of how this platform is.
And
here.
they do. Let's say that too. And many of them do. Many do more coming out than going in, unfortunately. And I feel like that's wrong. Like, that's a misappropriation. Like, you know, it's something weird to me that I always hated was like how some superstar could be a huge superstar, and they could be mainstream and making all this money and have all this glitz and this glam and this fame, and whatever their craft is like epic. It's like outstanding. And we don't rock with them until they trash, till they on their last project, till they doing their garbage songs. And then that's when church people want to embrace them and only embrace them to use them for whatever little bit of stardom or fan power is left to push the agenda of come to church. Come to church and see Sinbad. Come to church and see Smoke. Nobody don't want to see Smokey Robinson. I want to see Smokey Robinson. If Smokey Robinson ain't singing "Ooh,
element.
Baby, Baby" at church, I don't want to see Smokey Robinson.
I got you.
Me?
I got what
like,
you're saying. You want to see them in their element.
Yeah, I don't want to see yo used up, washed up, like, you know, you washed now. Like, hey man, church is like now we like, hey, y'all go to church Sunday, we be like, hey man, we got amazing news, y'all. Like, God is so good. We got tickets to see Michael Jordan, y'all. Come on, give God a praise. You like, nah, bro, take me to see LeBron, bro.
Nice.
Nah, well, you need to serve Jesus so you can see Kobe. You know, like, that's what they do to you. Then you like, man, do I want to see Mike? Like, I can't be.
It's tactics.
That's still the great. It's marketing.
True.
It's propaganda. It's the same thing that Hitler did to make the Germans kill the Jews. It's the same thing that Rome did to make them kill the Christians. It's the same ideas that if we take this sacred and we mix it with the secular, the same thing that Constantine did by introducing paganism into Christianity to make them go out, and all of that was designed because they wanted mass numbers and mass conversion. It was about the look.
Right.
It was about the vibe. It wasn't really about the truth.
And that's where, when we talk about the identity here, you said the look, you know, on the outside. What does it look like on the outside? And that's why so many people that are just really, you know, they don't know who they are because everything is about a look. So, Ace, baby, let me ask you, what made you take it off? What made you take the mask off?
Just tired, like he said, man. Tired of the bull crap, man. Just tired of the faking, man. Fake kicking it. You know what I'm saying? Just going to churches. You know what I'm saying? The speaker getting ready to introduce me, right? He talk about, you know, we Brian, we only bring the best in here. We find comb through the people that we deal with. We don't have anybody coming on our pulpit. We don't bring people up here to smoke. We don't bring people up here to drink. We don't do all of this stuff. And I'm thinking in my mind, boy, only if y'all knew. Like, you know what I'm saying? I blow it down all day, every day. You feel me? And but for the longest, it's like, okay, I gotta play this game because this is what's paying bills. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Facts. Like, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? This was paying bills. You feel me? This is what's helping me to goddamn on, you know, meet my, you know what I'm saying, my wife or whatever with these bills, and this is what's helping me to kind of keep some of my back, keep my baby mamas off my back. You know what I mean? Do what I gotta do for my kids. So, you know, I gotta play this game. You know what I'm saying? I go in there, God might be dealing with my heart. God might be showing me something that ain't right in this church. And guess what? I can't say nothing because they done told me it was a part of the agreement. Hey, you come, you do your song, and that's it. You don't say nothing else.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying? You don't preach. Bruh. You don't give no words. You don't. Some people, now you got some people that'll let you. They, you know, hey, we believe the Spirit of God in you. Let God, you know. But then you got people that say, hey, you got to do it like this. We're not paying. You are an artist.
Follow the script.
We are paying you to come and do a song.
Follow the script.
We want you to do this one song, and that's it. Once that song is over, you exit stage right or left and hand the mic to this person right here.
Follow the script.
Facts.
Yo, I was in this church.
I got tired, but to answer your question, I got tired of that. You feel me? Even coming to the point where I got to turn down, events like, you know what I'm saying, $1,500 to come, you know, do 2 songs at a school. You feel me? And we on our last leg because I'm rebranding and changing everything. You feel me? I ain't doing CHH no more, but then I gotta turn stuff down. Wifey hit me with, this the church, woo woo. And I'm like, but I can't keep doing that because God is leading me in another direction.
Can't
you
never
feel
see
me?
you as who you are.
It ain't about it ain't even about the money, because if it was just about, and then that's
You would
the
just
thing.
go get it, and that's what's frustrating is you walk away from that
And
because
then
you
they
don't
say
want to
that you
disservice
all,
it,
and then
you
they
the
say
bad
you
guy.
leaving for the money.
Yeah,
But I'm in a more messed up situation than I was, you know what I'm saying?
you could get the money if your heart wasn't pure. You would I have a. It drives me crazy to see my homies, like my dogs, they pastors, and I see them live their life, and that drives me crazy to say, how can y'all do that?
Right.
And that, you know what? And I understand how they could. And because I understand it, I just say I don't want to be that.
Facts.
Because I know I get it. I went to college for seminary. I went to Bible college to be a preacher. That was my life's work, or so I thought.
Right.
Only to find out, like, so basically you think this, let me show you the inner workings of how this works. Let me show you the politics and the systems that break it down to you. Like you saying, I went to this church. This was one of my mask off moments. Me, and I was on the road. I was on tour with this amazing cat named Leon Timbo. And
I love Leon.
Shout out Leon.
That was our wedding song.
Yeah?
Yeah,
What
to Leon.
song?
I already love.
Yeah, what took you so long?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my guy, man. That's my bro. I was on tour with him for like 5 years.
That's real.
And we went to this church in Birmingham. And it was a Sunday morning, and it was strange. Like, it was just weird vibes. And I never been like the churchy nigga, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it was just weird vibes, and I felt something. And the pastor was praying, and this lady had a little demon thing popping off. So, you know, I'm like, yo, I'm sitting there, and I know how they gonna treat me. So I'm like, just bite your lip. We in a nice AME, like, black vibe church. I'm like, just don't say nothing, just vibe, just chill, sing the songs. And that woman, I'm like, man, hold my stuff. I said, hold my stuff. And I took like my chains off and everything, gave it to my sis Tori, who was with us. And I went there and I just went out and began to pray for this lady.
Right.
And I was praying for her. This is in the front of this church. Church probably got like 1,500, 2,000 people. It's full on a Sunday. Everybody there to see Leon. And Leon just looking out for me like, yo, I'm going to let you spit a verse. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm praying. I pray for this lady. And the pastor like trying to tell me to sit down. And Tori and Jerome like, yo, y'all better we're back up off my dog. Like for real, like really John the Baptist, right? To pray for this lady, man. This lady was like, she calmed down whatever was going on. And I remember going back to my seat and the pastor like said some snide crap from the pulpit. So I walk up on stage and I'm standing there with the mic. They doing the prayer for offering and I'm going to go first to spit my verse first. And was he waiting? And I'm like, and Leon walks up to me. He was like, hey man, shut up. Don't say nothing. Rap and go sit down. Straight like that, like playing his guitar because this is his business. This
Right.
is
He know how it go.
He knows that I'm with him.
Hey man,
I'm out of pocket.
we gonna have to do a
part 2?
uncut. We ain't gonna be LOL with QuiQui Symone.
Well, y'all do your own thing.
It gonna be some raw uncut, man.
But I still want to hear the ending of because I know you were getting to it was you taking off the mask. Was it the realization of how the pastor was?
It wasn't the pastor, man. It was after the fact. After that, because I had to do the second service. And they was like, nah, bro, dude can't do it. And of course, Leon was like, nah, this is my bro. He with me. This is our thing. This is what we're doing. Or he said, this is my ministry. And this is how I'm conducting myself. And today he's a part of it.
Wow.
Like, he stood up for me.
Right.
But he also was like, and you shut up and you go up there and you say, what's up, Birmingham, and start the track, you know? And,
right.
And those things started making me realize that if we doing this for God, if we radical for God, like Jesus hung with a hoe, like a big hoe. There's no woman that could tell me that she feel like her man is so holy and so spiritual that if she came in the house and the thought was in there in her booty shorts wiping this man's feet with tears, that the wives would be cool with that because he's the anointed one. No one could tell me that. So I knew that Jesus was a different person, a revelator. He was a different vibe. And people, the truth is many people believe in Jesus because they can't be like Jesus, or they don't live that life. They don't really believe that no one else lives that life.
In fact,
and that's what made me realize that, like, you trying to push this square peg into this round hole, big dog. By the time you get that square peg in that round hole, it's going to be a round peg. So just go find a round peg.
Wow.
And call it a day. And that was what happened for me. It wasn't about the pastor. It was about me realizing that I'm tired of, like, I go out with these people, don't drink. Go out with these people, I'm drunk as hell. This my homie, we burn it down. This one, I can't smell like weed. I go hang with this one, she want to smash, and she in the choir, and then this one want to live right, and she in the choir too, but they smashing anyway, and I don't know. and you know what? I just started saying, like, if this is who it is, this is what it is. Let me accept what I want to accept. Let me reject what I want to reject, and let's live life. Because who you smashing, what you drinking, who you sexing, what drugs you doing, I care more about how you deal with your family, how you deal with your community, how you deal with your kids, how you love yourself. Because all of those things are indicative of a lack of self-love. So how can you have Jesus love, which is fulfilling of all things, yet not love yourself? That made me go say, you know what? These niggas doing it wrong, all of the churches. And I challenge all the preachers, all the theologians, everybody that's in church that tell me it's okay, they're doing it wrong. Something's wrong about it. Not that you should do away with it, but you can't never get nobody to sit down and talk about what's wrong. You can't tell me that R. Kelly and mute R. Kelly and Harvey Weinstein, but you okay with a 14-year-old getting pregnant and almost getting killed for it.
Facts.
Let's talk about it. Not saying it's right or wrong, but we can't talk about it.
Right.
We can't talk about that niggas beat they meat. Like, all these church niggas, all these church girls that celibate getting off. And it's like, I don't know if it's right or wrong, but I know the way that they try to preach it is wrong. That's what's confusing.
You just said a whole bunch, and like Ace Baby just said, like, we're definitely gonna have to have a whole nother conversation in regards to it. And those are, you said, we got to talk about it. And those are the type of things that we want to talk about here on LOL with QuiQui Symone, where we talk about real issues and real solutions. I thank you, Dre Marshall, for being a part of this topic for today. Appreciate you.
Yo, I love it. Thank y'all. For sure. We got to do it again.
Yes.
Let me take a break and just do another episode real fast.
We do have to do this again. So I want to ask you, I'm going to kind of transition, a little hard transition here.
Do it.
Ace Baby, I want you to tell me, if you could hashtag your life right now, what would it be?
If I could I'm sorry, yo.
He eating ice.
Ain't had no more drink. Gotta wet my mouth. If I could hashtag my life right now, you said, what would it be?
Yes.
Hashtag quit playing.
Okay, hashtag quit playing. What that mean?
These folks finna quit playing with me.
Oh, okay.
All right.
What about you, Dre?
Man, I'm trying to think. I started looking around at words and stuff, like trying to figure out what kind of hashtag. My hashtag would be, what would my hashtag be? I don't know. That's a good question. I'm going to think. Give me like 10 seconds.
Okay. Well, while you think about
yours?
I'll tell you mine.
What's yours?
My hashtag would be hashtag evolving.
Mm-hmm.
That would be mine, because I think that I am constantly evolving. Every day I'm getting better. The stuff that I said I wouldn't do, I'm finding myself doing. The things that I said that I would do, I'm not doing. So in just understanding the growth of who I am, I would say evolving. Hashtag evolving.
I would hashtag on that inspired me, evolving. I would hashtag love life, man.
Amen.
I would hashtag love life, because I honestly, I love life. I think that's what we should be doing. That's where the disconnect been, right?
Yeah, and Love and Life, that's a great place to end right there, our podcast. So we appreciate you, Dre Marshall, for coming in and chilling out with us with the LOL with QuiQui Symone
Hold on. You already know though, man. We you know what I'm saying? The champ is here.
Oh, you want to continue on? Okay, Dre, I think he wants to challenge you. He wants to challenge you.
In a game?
We have this game. We have this game here, and it's called this.
Hey, silly, where's your head?
It's called Where's Your Head? And he loves the challenge. Everyone that comes on here so far, he challenges them to see where their head is at. And so, if I could get you, Ace Baby, to go ahead and
going to the timer right now.
Pull up that timer here.
And I got it. 30 seconds on the clizzer.
So, Dre, this is what happens. I'm going to read off some words.
Ooh, that boy done start sweating, y'all.
Dang, well, I was warm. Shit. Hey.
What we do is I'm going to read some words and you're going to tell me.
Water?
It's right here. I have some water. I did have some water here for him. Dre, what you're going to do is I'm going to read off some words, and the first word that comes to mind is what you're going to say.
Okay. And
I will say that it goes very quickly. You have 30 seconds. Let's see how many words you can get out in this 30 seconds here.
It gotta make sense though.
No, it could be anything. It could be off the wall.
It could be off the wall, but it still makes sense in an off the wall way, but it still makes sense.
Okay. So Dre, you got a little bit of competition.
Boy, you ready, boy?
You got a little bit of competition here.
Water.
Hey, Dre might be fired this though.
So I gotta go first, or we go simultaneously?
You go first.
You'll go first, and so
it'll be you. It'll be a quick fire. So for every word that she say, you got to respond with a word.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Walker.
Baby.
Shoe.
Foot.
Gym.
Basketball.
Tire.
Car.
Money.
Cash.
Picture.
Frame.
Bag.
Lady.
Toy.
Cop.
Vase.
Flowers.
Elephant.
In the room.
Dress.
Summer.
Hood.
Niggas.
Bamboo.
Smoking.
Trap.
Music.
Chair.
Time. 14.
Ooh.
14.
14.
14.
So we got 14 here.
You about to drop like 70. Like.
Nah. Honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. 14 is my highest though.
14 is his highest.
I like games. So
everybody. So I'm gonna let you do my timer so you don't say I cheated.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay, you ready?
As soon as Dre tell us to go, he hit time and we'll take off.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Light.
Bulb.
Coffee.
Cup.
Sex.
Tape.
Right.
Left.
Teacher.
Student.
Bike.
Rider.
Tree.
Limb.
Ladder.
Climb.
Shield.
Protect.
Music.
Note.
Coin.
Dollar.
Mother.
Father.
Stairs.
Walk.
Bear.
Climb.
Piano.
Artist. How many I got, man?
Okay, let's see how many you got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14. 14. All right.
No, that wasn't supposed to happen. We ain't gonna break the tie either. I don't want to lose.
They gotta wait till the next time.
Wait for the next episode. Wait for that next episode with Dre Marshall.
Dre the first person to ever tie with me, man. I ain't never. So I technically I still haven't been beat. Mm-hmm. And Dre is undefeated too, so we're gonna have to bring somebody back the next time he able to actually come down. We're gonna have to bring somebody else back too.
Yeah, we
so
definitely
you
got
know
to.
What I'm saying? 'Cause yeah, we're gonna do a little tournament in here.
Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna say this need to have like a bracket.
Facts. And we can do it too, bro. We can definitely do it, man. So I'm gonna set that up. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm gonna set that
Game,
up.
game.
Facts.
Well, again, thank you, Dre, for coming to be with us on Life Out Loud with QuiQui Symone and friends.
We definitely appreciate
Yeah.
it, big
We
dog.
appreciate
Thank
you.
you.
Definitely appreciate you. And if you are not subscribed to our podcast on YouTube, please go to LOL with QuiQui Symone. Subscribe to our YouTube channel on Spotify, on Podomatic, on iTunes. You can also subscribe and follow me on Facebook and on IG, QuiQui Symone. That's QuiQui Symone. And we appreciate you for listening. Thank you for your
appreciate
time.
Yeah.
And we will talk to y'all next time.
Life out loud.
Cook Up Academy.